there's 5 ways to overcome pain in your horse while also respecting the fact that your horse could be in pain. So number 1 is realize that pain isn't always the problem. Sometimes it's just a signal. It's a signal that something needs to be addressed. And you don't want to just treat the pain. You want to try and figure out why the horse has the pain and what are all the contributing factors. And so a lot of times it can be a compensatory problem that they're actually painful one place because they're overusing it because of something else that is weak. Number 2 is you have to look at the inflammatory state of the horse. A horse that has systemic inflammation is not going to move well. They're going to show like they have a lot of pain and it's really high inflammation. So you always have to address that first, and you can't just go off and like treat the pain without dealing with this systemic inflammation. Number 3 is that you have to look at how the horse is organizing their body. A lot of times when you start working on how the horse is using their body and how their horse is organizing itself, the pain goes away because they learn a more efficient way of using themselves. And when their work is more efficient, they are not putting the undue stress on certain structures. So we always talk about this in neuroplasticity, is that teach your horse how to use their body really correctly. And there's lots of exercises to make this intrinsically valuable and not just something you're making them to do. And this is what rehab should be all about. That's how you get rid of pain, is by thinking about how the horse is organizing themselves and changing that so that they're more efficient in the way that they perform. Number 4 is to actually look at the nervous system. So the nervous system is another factor that can play into whether the horse is experiencing pain. And it might not be a mechanical issue. It could be a nervous system issue. This could show up in things like EPM, but it can also just be a general state of high nervous activity, a lot of stress, a lot of bad handling that makes them very anxious. They hold their body tight. They start to become in pain. And it really has to do that they need to regulate their nervous system, not that they have one injury area. And the 5th thing of dealing with pain is you have to realize that you have to build a tolerance. You have to build a higher threshold. So what I mean by that is you're not just going to push through pain. You never want to push through pain, but you can start to build their ability to handle more and more things that they won't get painful doing. So this can be just as simple as thinking about if you're just trying to get fitness in a horse, right? If you went out and asked a horse that wasn't fit to do something, you could make them painful really quickly. But if you slowly build their fitness, they never get in pain, and then the body is able to tolerate more. So that's a very simple example of this, but it can get way more complex depending on the very issue that you're working with. So these kind of ideas, this holistic view on every disease, illness, performance problem, and everything to do with your horses is what Hale and Hardy Horses is all about. It's that holistic look at health. It's looking at not just pain mechanically, but it's looking at the nervous system. It's looking at the immune system. It's looking at inflammation in the body. It's looking at all these different aspects that really make a difference in our horses' ultimate health and top performance.